Greetings, YouTube. Today we're looking at Warrior Cults, A History of Magical, Mystical, and Murderous Organizations by Paul Elliott. Now, I feel that the title is a little bit of a misnomer, because while he did discuss warrior cults, there were more non-warrior cults and secret societies that he discussed than the warrior cults. For example, he discussed witches, and I'll be honest, when I was reading the witch section, he spent a lot of time talking about the goddess Hecate. And there's no notes section in this thing showing his references, and I honestly don't know how accurate his information on Hecate is. I know he makes a couple of references in the book that I know were wrong, because we have better information now. And I think they might even have been wrong when he wrote them. So he may be taking information from sources that were not all that reputable to begin with. So it does make me question some of his references. And he doesn't give the references in the back of the book, so I don't know where he got his information from. So that does shadow my opinion of the whole book itself. However, by and large, it was entertaining. Let me see if I can find the list here. When we go, the Greek cults of magic, and that's where Hecate and the witches came from. Cults of the Roman Empire. The Order of the Knights Templar, big hunk of the book there. The Assassins, political killers of the medieval Middle East. That rolls right into from the Templars, because the Templars and the Assassins, or Hashishans, were in the same area at the same time. Then we go into the Thugs, the Indians' Dark Angels, where we get the word thug from, who worshipped Kali and murdered people, potentially hundreds of thousands of them over the period of their existence. Ninja and Ninjutsu, Japan's secret warrior cult. And lastly, the Boxers, the Fists of Righteous Harmony. And frankly, I found that to be the most entertaining of all and most informative, because that's the one I knew the least about. I knew something about all the rest of the things he discussed here. He went into some more depth in some of these topics than I knew, which was nice. But again, I don't know how reliable he is. I haven't looked up any reviews on Amazon. Sometimes you'll get people who actually know that they'll say, this guy's quack or something. I didn't actually do that. I should have. There is a further reading section and then an index. But there is no reference. And he wrote this in 95. So that's 23 years ago. So, lots happened since then. And I'm not sure that the sources he was referencing to make this book were the best to begin with. However, it was entertaining. He's got a decent writing style, and it was thought-provoking, and I think it would be very useful for anyone out there who's doing their own type of story creation for either a fiction, short story novels, or for screenplays or plays or role-playing games. This could definitely be inspirational for you to help you either borrow wholesale one of these groups and drop it into your world, or create one that has the verisimilitude of these real entities to help kind of ground that organization a little deeper into your world and give it a sense of place and depth. So all in all, I don't hate the book. I just don't know how reliable all of this information is. I paid a whopping $1 for this. You can see right there. Fuck, I couldn't get the sticker off. I hate stickers like that. You can't get them off your cover. It's pain, pisses me off. But I can recommend it with caveats. But was fun. And kind of interesting. The illustrations in there are pretty nice. And he chose to put an illustration in the back of the book, which is now from a bronze figure, I believe, of a naked dude showing his junk. There are other pictures in here from this same era he could have used, but he chose to put the dude with the junk on the back cover. Unless it was the editors of the printing. What was this? Blandford. I like the little logo, little face there. It's nice. But yeah, so if you're interested in this kind of thing, this book may be thought-provoking, even if it is not necessarily the most stringently researched.